Remco, your team rode a good race. When we saw Tadej fly up the road 100 kilometers out, I think you rode smartly. You had the team working on the front, and then at some point it seems to all kind of disintegrate. What happened from that point on?
Yeah, exactly. I also felt like we had things under control. I said to Tish that, if we could keep it about a minute 50 seconds, that would be great. But in the end, I also saw guys when we arrived here back on the steep climb. I saw my guys going out, and there was only Tim and Maxime still left to do something. And then I said, Maxime, just go full till the top, and then I'll try to open the race again. I think Tadej was just on a special day, and in some races you would say it's easily controllable, especially with the headwind on the longer part of the climb. So I mean, the moment that he went on the top of the climb, I was sitting next to Mathieu, and we were speaking, and we were thinking that it was a suicide move, that everything was going to come back together. But yeah, he was on a good day. In the end, he rode as fast as we did in the back. So I think he deserved it. If you look at his season, he's the guy that deserves to ride in the rainbows next year. And on the other hand, I think for myself, I did the maximum.
How could you have done it differently at that point? Or now, in hindsight, what would you have done differently today, Remco?
I wouldn't have done anything different. We controlled the race with Victor. Then we did speed up a bit in the downhill part to see what the damage could be, and it was pretty clear if there would be a team move on the technical part of the lap, that things could break up. But it was still a very long way to go, and I mean, every normal guy would say 100k to go is way too far, but I think Tadej this year is not normal. So I think, like I said, he deserves it. And for ourselves, I don't think we can be mad or sad with the race, because we just tried and we did the maximum. And in the end, it's a 5th place. I think it's the best sprint I could do against guys like Mathieu and Quinn. So I need to be happy and up to the next 2 weeks of the season, and then after that it's time for some good rest.
Thank you. You're not very normal either. So
thanks.
I guess the first question might be, did you make amends with Remco? What happened out there?
I don't know. He was angry, I think, that people were following him. I don't know.
It seemed like just frustration that things weren't going his way. How was it out there for your team? I mean, Quinn, I think, might have had a top 10 result, and you guys had representation also with Paulus and yourself.
I think everyone was just doing their best. I don't think it went amazing for sure, but that's good. Quinn was top 10. I had a really bad day personally, but just did my best. I think I was nowhere near the level that I usually am at, so yeah.
When Tadej went, what were you thinking? What were you seeing on everyone's faces at that point?
I was just too far back at that moment. I really didn't expect him to go at 130k to go. It caught all of us off guard, and then at a certain point I was like, well, the gap's too big for me to go across personally, so I'm going to wait for Belgium to react, and it just got complicated, and they ran out of guys pretty quick.
How difficult are the Worlds? I mean, to come together and race a one-day race like this and in national teams?
It's just a difficult race. I mean, 270k with 4,500 meters. I think it was just raced really full gas and just on legs.
And right behind you is Kevin Vermarke. I mean, you guys gelled quite well, and as a team, USA, and to pull it off here, Vermarke doing well out there on the day with that initial skate.
Kevin was strong, yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Matteo. See you later, man. Well, Kevin, that was a big ride out there by you today with that escape, and then also you saw the Tadej Pogacar Express train coming up today. How was that when he came up to the group?
Yeah, it was a case of just trying to get up the road early and anticipate the moves, and yeah, when Tadej came across, we had Tratnik in the group, and everybody knew he was going to pull into that climb, and Tadej was going to go, and I was on the wheel, and yeah, when you look down, you're doing 700 watts, and you still have 2 minutes left to climb. There's only one outcome, so tried to follow and do what I could, but yeah, it was a really tough day.
You also seemed to save enough, though, after that group was caught and it came back together, because in that group with Remco Evenepoel, you were still launching attacks when in your group was Simmons and Jorgenson as well.
Yeah, it felt good. I had good legs, but couldn't quite follow the moves that counted. So in the end, not really at the front of the race when it mattered, but I think I did everything I could. I tried to be up there and anticipate and follow the right wheels. And yeah, I think I'll have to look back at how the race played out and look at the results, but I think we try to do the best we did with the team we have here.
How unique and special are races like the World Championships? Well, I mean, it's unique in itself because you have national teams here. All the riders from different trade teams come together and unite, or in some cases, some teams try to unite. How special is this?
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, we spend the whole week with, you know, the guys we've grown up racing with on the junior team and under 23 national team, and it's just a really nice atmosphere at the hotel, and all speaking English and joking around, and yeah, it was really a nice week, and I always love racing at the Worlds.
What do you say about Tadej, what he did today?
I think he was a deserving world champ, and yeah, when you put in a ride like that, it's hard to knock it. It's impressive.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Mark, must have been a heck of a vibe out there racing on home roads. Also, one of the hot favorites coming into this race. You tried. Was there anything to do differently with certain Tadej Pogacar up the road?
No, I think it was difficult because when he goes, it was super hard. Everybody saw him going. But yeah, everybody hesitated because if you follow, mostly you explode and then you have nothing. Then I hope the Belgians maybe can close it. But he was just too strong today, and at the end was a bit lottery for second place behind. Ben O'Connor did it very smart, and for me I'm really happy with the performance. That it was just too strong today.
What was everybody saying in that group at that point, Tadej up the road? And I mean, it's a power-packed group with yourself, Vanderpoel, Evenepoel. I mean, these are no slouches in cycling, but you guys can't work together to pull back one rider. What was everyone saying?
I mean, first everybody looked to Belgium because they were there with such a strong team and they had nobody in front. So yeah, everybody is looking a little bit to Belgium to close it. Then I don't know exactly situation it was in TV. Maybe Remco went a bit too early. Maybe they should go one lap more, like a little bit regular. But yeah, then we were alone and we still cooperate, but everybody knew that it's very difficult to bring Tadej back even you go. Yeah, because we cooperate quite good, but we actually saw pretty fast that it's going to be difficult.
What do you say about Tadej? I mean, this is something special in sport. You know, he's making history joining Merckx and Roche and doing what seemingly is impossible, but actually, speaking about Pogacar, it is possible.
Yeah, I mean, he more than deserved this win because it was so many times close. It's not easy because everybody watch you. It's today everybody know that he will go and nobody could follow, and he more than deserved this win. I think he's a great champion, and I think it's very good for cycling that he have this jersey now.
Mike, first of all, I don't know if you know, but over the internet, you eating what was it, bicarbonate during the race? That kind of was a sensation there in the early part of the race. What is this, and can you explain?
Oh yeah, it's just the Morton sodium bicarb. It's really effective. I liked using it, but the problem is it only lasts 5 hours, so I added about an hour into the race, hour and a half in the race.
There was a lot of chatter early on in the race when nothing else was going on, but thanks for clearing that up. And then in this race, it was crazy. And in those final laps, every time on that first climb, that's where the moves went. First with Jay, the Australian, attacking. Jay Vine, and then with Tadej there. What was going on when Tadej attacked?
Oh, I think he's just, when he went, everyone no one could follow. He's the best rider in the world. yeah, super hard day. Yeah, no words really. It was just a hard day.
How was it for you? Were you where you needed to be?
No, I made some attacks, but just got on the back foot a bit when things were shuffling around, and missed the opportunity to play for the medals. But it is what it is.
Was there some negative racing out there, as you see? I mean, it seemed like once Tadej was down the road with Remco and Evenepoel and such, that guys weren't working together at all.
Yeah, certainly a lot of negative racing, but I think it's just because everyone was so tired. It was such a hard day.
Just how unique is this race to put on the national jersey, race in a national team? You get to do it maybe once, twice a year.
Oh, it's the best. I love representing Canada. I'm really proud of Canadians, so it's always nice to be at the World Champs.
Oh, Quinn, what a ride out there. I mean, you were there when Tadej kicked it off. You were there at the end as well. Is that more than you expected from yourself today?
Yeah, whoa. Yeah, so, I mean, 3 weeks ago when I first heard I was going to the Worlds, I thought we were doing a big mountain race, so I was thinking that, okay, maybe it's not for me, and then you look a bit closer at the course, and I watched the U23 race, and started thinking, okay, yeah, I can go for a result, and then I think my teammate Mathieu, when he tried to follow Pogacar once, he says, when you go too close to the sun, you get burnt, and fuck, I got burnt. But yeah, I have no idea how I was in the top 10, I think, maybe. Where was I? But yeah, because basically from the moment I tried to follow him, I was just full on the limit. So I have no idea how I did this, but
I think maybe you were up there in the top 10, but the best representative U.S. rider as well, and a strong U.S. team with Jorgenson and Paulus and McNulty out there riding so well as well today. I mean, did you expect that you'd be the one, the American, to be shining?
yeah, I mean, obviously this is the best team we've fielded in years, and you know, we have a lot of super strong riders. I think, yeah, maybe the team didn't expect it was the day for me, but I had a feeling that, you know, as a course on a super good day, it would fit me. And I mean, I lost count of how many times I was dropped, but you can always come back. And you know, I just kept fighting and rode through the groups, and eventually was up there. And you know, it's not a huge result, but you know, I was also, you know, I'm just now coming back to racing, so this is my best result in a big one day in almost 2 years now. So we take the boost from there and look forward to next year.
Are you surprised with Pogacar, or is this kind of what everybody was thinking would happen? I mean, I guess the surprise might have been that he actually started attacking 100K out.
I mean, if anyone's surprised that Pogacar won this race, I don't think they follow cycling.
Yeah, it's just hard day, and coming into 4 to go, had a front flat, started the lap at the back, and yeah, ciao bye, game over.
On a course like this, it's very tough to fight back after mechanical.
Yeah, but also the legs just weren't quite there to be up there today. So yeah, at least I get to watch the finish now.
How difficult is it to come together once a year for the nations to find that immediate cohesion, because you're not used to this year round?
Yeah, I mean, for us it's pretty easy. We're all on the same team, but I think for sure we don't always ride together. So yeah, it's definitely still a different dynamic, even if we're all still on the same trade team. So yeah, especially other teams, you can kind of read what other trade teams are doing. You know, they have a certain way of doing things. So it's not just the team itself racing together; it's how the other teams race differently as nations.
And it's in a hard race. You said that you compared it to Montreal the other day, or something like Amstel Gold maybe. 274 kilometers. I mean, just how tough is this to pull off for a rider like Tadej, or if Remco wants to have a shot?
Well, 70-something K to go. He's already off the front, so we'll see. Might not be hard. Might be able to pull it off, but yeah, it's a lot punchier than Montreal. A lot more technical than I thought. Like really, a lot of accelerations out of corners. A lot of at the back at the start. It was like you put your foot down every 10K with it bunching up. So it was quite a grippy course out there.
Were you seeing cohesion and the teams working well together? Belgium, Slovenia, Holland.
Yeah, it looked like they rarely used up, so they were riding pretty well together. Yeah, they definitely kept the pace high.
I don't know. I mean, Tadej attacking 80k to go. Maybe he was running out of guys. Maybe he just feels that good. I don't know. We'll see.